Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Critical Weight Theory, where we sometimes dive deep, as they say, into the world of music, art, pop culture, and yes, social commentary and political nonsense. But today we're exploring a fascinating multimedia project from one of the most enigmatic bands in avant garde music, The Residents. They're also one of the quirkiest, you might say. And we're looking at The Residents commercial DVD. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be like watching it right now, but I'm going to go over why you might want to check this out. So, it has a bit of a history that goes back to 1980, and the Residents released the commercial album, a concept record featuring 41-minute songs. Well, they were often a little bit over 1 minute, but something around the 1 minute mark. And they each designed this, or each song was designed to distill the essence of pop music into its purest form, or so the saying goes. I don't even know if I would say these songs are really pop music in a conventional sense because, well, they're strange little tunes, but the supposed theory is that that's what they were doing. But what happens when you take that concept and translate it into the visual realm? That's where the commercial DVD comes in. And that's the basic concept behind the commercial album. And the Residents have always been known for their unconventional approach to music and performance, and the commercial album was really no different. The idea was simple, yet, at least in some ways, brilliant. Strip pop music down to its most basic elements and present them in quick, digestible formats. And a fair amount of these tracks are memorable. Each track could function as a standalone piece or, as the Residents envisioned, as a commercial for itself. In a way, it was both a critique and celebration of pop culture's obsession with brevity and repetition. So, fast forward to 2004, and the Residents took the idea to the next level with the commercial DVD, which was a visual counterpart to their iconic album. Each of the 41-minute songs from the album received a unique visual treatment. The videos range from animation to live action, and there's plenty of experimental filmmaking, as you might imagine, all embodying the Residents' signature surrealism and avant garde aesthetics. So think of it as an illustrated songbook, only instead of sheet music, you get a series of bizarre, thought provoking, and sometimes unsettling visuals. And if you have a DVD player, or I don't know if this has come out on Blu-ray yet, but if you have that, you can navigate the individual songs like a labyrinth. That's kind of fun in that way. I suppose you might say it's a little bit interactive from what I recall. I've only played the Resonance DVD a few times, like trying to navigate it. And you kind of have to dedicate time if you want to do that with the actual DVD itself. But you can also, dare I say, you can find the songs collected with the visual representation online as well. So I don't know if that's done legally or not, um, but it's true. You can watch the entire thing online if you are so inclined. Some of the key themes explored through the visuals include consumerism, media saturation, and absurdity, much like the original album's commentary, which is ostensibly on pop music itself, yet a lot of the songs are, you might find them to be vague and you might question what they mean exactly. So the intersection between music and visual storytelling creates an experience that feels like flipping through a series of cryptic and hypnotic TV commercials from an alternate reality. And it's a fun little collaborative effort, and it does have a tangible artistic vision if you are looking for one. I suppose they might have different visions interwoven to make this thing, just like all the tracks are a little bit different, yet they all could be seen as joining together in a cohesive whole. One of the standout aspects of the commercial DVD is its collaborative nature. A diverse group of directors and artists contributed to the videos, each bringing their own interpretation to the residents' music. At least this is from what I understand. This approach sort of reinforces the idea that these songs, like commercials, are adaptable and open to various creative expressions. It's this kind of experimental artistry that highlights the residents' influence on multimedia projects. They were kind of musical innovators in some ways, and that I don't think they really get as much credit for that as they could. They weren't just making music videos, they were redefining the way music and visuals interact. And they're they're one of those bands that were innovative in terms of just sheer quirkiness. And there are bonus features and interactive elements, as I mentioned. Beyond the core collection of videos, the DVD includes interactive stuff. There's an innovative menu system that lets you navigate through the tracks at your own pace, and it might reinforce the feeling that the songs were meant to be consumed like commercial jingles. Although, you know, chances are you're not going to see these songs in actual commercials, which I suppose is one of the ironies of this whole thing. So, some editions apparently include bonus features, such as behind the scenes insights and interviews that can provide a deeper look into the making of the project. Um, you know, if you can get that, that sounds good. The extra content might contextualize the commercial DVD, and you might get a better idea of the residents' broader artistic vision. So, upon its release, the commercial DVD, from what I understand, it was met with praise from fans and critics alike. It was seen as a natural extension of the residents' ethos and also their mythos, pushing boundaries, blending media, and challenging the way that we experience art and music. Over the years, the project, it's I'm sure it's maintained its cult status among fans of experimental music and multimedia art. In many ways, the commercial DVD uh, could help you see the residents as pioneers in combining different media. And, it's also, of course, a way to introduce you to the commercial album itself. And, what makes the commercial DVD special is that it it could potentially earn new fans of the residents if they stumble upon it somewhere. Who knows? So it's more than just a collection of music videos, though. It's a sort of playful, thought-provoking, and at times unsettling experiment in pop culture deconstruction. If you've never experienced it before, you might want to check it out. You may never look at commercials or pop music the same way again. And a lot of people, they experience the resonance and they at least remember the band afterwards for some time. They are memorable if nothing else. So that's about it for today's episode of Critical Wade Theory. Maybe I'll record another episode today, I'm not quite sure. But if you enjoyed this little deep dive into the commercial DVD, although it wasn't very deep because again we didn't watch it or anything like that, but if you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe and consider leaving a review even if you want. And if you have a favorite residence project you'd like me to cover, feel free to let me know. I'll look into it and possibly do an episode about it. So thanks for listening, and until next time, keep exploring the weird and wonderful world of music, and, have a wonderful day.